Good evening, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday because I'm here to ruin it with the crappy stories that I have because it's all bad, unfortunately. Well, not all bad. We've actually gotten through the heat wave here in BC, so that's a bonus. It's no longer cooking literally everywhere. I can't fry an egg on my car anymore, but we're going back up, so not too bad. Not too bad. Uh, just want to say shout out, brother D man. Thank you very much for posting the PayPal link. It's highly appreciated. I normally don't post it myself, but I do have the link there for you guys if you want to join the chat. Douglas Edwards, good day, sir. Good day, Mr. Indy. Good to see you. Who else we got? Results oriented. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I know we haven't talked in a while, but glad to see you're still around. And holy crap, guys, do you realize that this is like the second time in a row that I've actually been on time? It's crazy. This one was a photo finish because one of our neighbors dropped off a moped for me to look at that he's having problems with. Can't seem to get that thing to fire up. It's got spark, it's got fuel. Can't tell you what's going on there, but I think it's something to do with the electrical system that's possibly shutting it down. There could even be a crack in the manifold somewhere where it's not getting enough vacuum because it's pretty weak. But either way, I'll figure it out. So, the downside to everything that's going on here in Canada this week, uh, if you haven't heard, Jasper has basically burnt to the ground. This is the city and ski and resort area. That's obviously not good. I believe it's like 22 or 52,000 people are displaced right now. So our thoughts are going out to them. Obviously, if you don't know, most of Alberta is pretty flat, pretty empty. It's just mostly fields until you get to the north or the far east where, it meets up with British Columbia. And of course, then you get into the start of the Rockies there in Alberta, and that's kind of the area where Jasper is. Gorgeous place, ridiculously expensive, but beautiful place to go skiing, right? Hence why it's a big skiing resort there and a small city that kind of formed around it. But it's pretty much gone. So that sucks. As far as I know, no one has lost their lives. But, again, not all the reports are fucking really coming in yet. The fire is kind of still going on in the town. It's just starting to basically finish eating up all the buildings and whatnot. So you are seeing some like footage from the road where people are driving by and it's just, cement foundations left. Um, Hopefully everybody got out this time and they learned their lesson from the Fort McMurray fire back about 10 years ago, where two people, mom and a daughter, ended up getting trapped and they burned alive, which was terrible. This one seems to be more complete, though. Quite a decent amount of Fort McMurray was still left behind afterwards. This one does seem to have completely engulfed the city of Jasper, or township. So that's not great. On the other end of the news, Canada is quickly becoming one of the worst places to live in the world. So that's awesome. Just this week, it was on July 25th. The new report on crime statistic analysis was released, and oh boy, we didn't do good. As you can see here, violent crime is up plus 50%. So they kind of just capped it there. Violent firearm offenses up 116%. Obviously not good odds. Auto theft up it's probably well over 50%, even though they say it's 46, it's well over 50. These are just best guess estimates. Probably the most accurate one is the sexual assault one. And, some of that doesn't even get reported. Extortion is up. Ain't really looking good, but you can almost look at the crime statistics here, look at the ones in the UK, Sweden, New Zealand, Australia, where else? Germany. Um, there was a couple other. I think Finland might have been on there as well. But it almost seems like there's a one-to-one correlation of crimes. And I'm sure you guys have noticed in the United States with all your border jumpers and these illegal immigrants coming in. It's very weird. I don't know. Personally, I think if we say that, that is a definite factor here in the increase, use a bigot. But again, as a trans black woman, I can't be a bigot and I'm a lesbian. So, I check all the fucking boxes. What's up, Mr. David Smith, Brother JR, Mr. Hemi? Yeah, I did drop the link there if you guys want to pop in and shoot the shit. Most of this stuff is, like I said, the info is just about Canada because that's what we have. But again, no matter where you look, these numbers are very, very similar. So call it what you will. We all know exactly what it is, what the cause is. Our cities or countries are being invaded. You can't call it anything less than that. And our government is setting this up. This is like progress numbers for them. You know what I mean? Here, maybe I can make it a little bigger. This is like a bonus to them. Oh, you're being, violently attacked more as a common citizen of the country. Good. That means there's a problem, and that means you'll turn to them to try to fix it. Personally, I think most people here know how to fix it, and it's bodies in the street. You know what I mean? They're not hard to pick out. Let's face it. So yeah, we'll probably leave that there at that. Save that for a little bit later with a different panel. But hey, other bad news. And this one's a really shitty story, but I'm sure some of us have seen it making its rounds. What's up, brother Johnny Midnight? Good to see you, buddy. Who else we got? Seraphim, good to see you. But over Hemi's way, and again, this is all over Canada. It's not just over in Ontario, but over in Hemi's way, it's made the news. That a bunch of East Indians that obviously are fresh from off the boat kind of deal, and really they don't even have to be that fresh off the boat, are kind of taking their dump and leaving their garbage everywhere. And recently we had David Menzies from Rebel News do a report on it. And it's kind of funny because I caught on to a lie that David was repeating. Okay. And it was regarding his essentially his expert, if you will. His expert made this claim that, oh, over in East India, this is a cultural thing. Over in East India, we have classism. And, you know, uh, this classism is where one group of people just leave their shit wherever. And I mean that in the literal and um, literal terms. Uh, and there's another class to pick it up. That's not true. Okay, that is 100% not true. The very real facts of what goes on in places like India is that they just do this wherever. Nobody's coming to pick it up. I mean, look at the fucking place. It's a goddamn disaster zone, right? It looks like the fallout of fucking World War Z. That's normal everyday things for them. And when they come here, they don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do about it? Obviously, if you say anything about it, the race card comes out. But again, if you're willing to accept it, they will call it whatever just to fucking make you look like the bad guy. But you know what? I kind of want to play the video in its entirety, and well, not only just because it's funny and stupid and sick, but it kind of shows just how really dirty these groups are. And again, this is just normal everyday life for those people. And my buddy, who is an East Indian, whose wedding we just did here this past month, he'll tell you the same fucking thing, right? And he'll tell you that we're taking over the country and you guys are ridiculous for letting it fucking happen. Okay. Uh, he is coming out here in the next week or so. And I'm going to do my best to get him together for a live stream and let him say his piece and give us a firsthand example, because he did live in India for most of his life. He only moved here about 10 years ago, and he immigrated here like through the proper channels. He just got his citizenship just recently, and he is fucking choked that other people from his country can just walk right in the fucking door now. He is choked. But again, welcome to our government handling shit. But I'm going to play this for a second, drink a little bit of coffee here, and hopefully the stream will get shut down.
If we're going to go on the beach, watch out so you don't step in any human poop.
I've heard people are using tents and they're just like doing it in the sand so no one can see. I think it's really gross.
They're digging holes and they're pooping and putting tents up because they don't want to go to the washrooms. And I'm here to fact check that because that's not a lie. So
it makes me not want to swim and not want to be on the beach.
To be a responsible parent, you should be showing your kids that you can actually throw out their diaper in the washroom, not bury it at a beach.
Some of it's just common sense. Like, why would you do that?
They dig a hole and they use it for their bathroom.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Wasaga Beach, Ontario, the world's longest freshwater beach. But you know something, folks? There is something a little more putrid on the beach these days. Indeed, a local resident by the name of Natty, she recently took to social media in which she accused newcomers, mostly from India, of defecating on the beach and then burying their excrement in the sand.
there are Indian families that dig holes and put tents and poop. They do it on the beach now, and they did it off my backyard. There was like 3 different families of maybe 25, 30 people that came for barbecues. They would set up right on the fence of my backyard. I seen them digging the hole and I seen them put their tent. When they left, there was poop. That happened 3 separate times. I've had to yell at people for on the borderline property line of my backyard. And yes, it was Indian families. So that's not false. You can check my town's page where they say there are Indian people pooping on our beach, because they're digging holes and they're pooping and putting tents up because they don't want to go to the washrooms. And I'm here to fact check that because that's not a lie. So
Natty's video has gone viral. Most of the comments are, as what you would imagine, people expressing their disgust with this situation. Naturally, because it's 2024, some have accused Natty of being racist. But the thing is, we have reached out to sources and they confirm that Natty is 100% correct in her assertions. For example, we communicated with an ex-Wasaga Beach bylaw officer, and he says not only are people defecating in the sand and then burying the evidence, but they are also burying used diapers. What's more, he says, when you see some of these tents, what you might think of a structure for people to get out of the scorching sun, well, in some cases, those tents are nothing more than temporary outhouses. This is where certain people are going to do their business. Again, it's absolutely gross. Also, as we understand from this ex-Wasaga Beach bylaw officer, when he would ticket people who he caught defecating on the beach, he was accused of being a racist. And sometimes he and his colleagues would be swarmed with groups of up to 20 people. They wouldn't throw punches, but imagine being in that situation where you're outnumbered 20-1 and people are calling you every nasty name under the book simply for doing your job, simply for telling people, do not defecate on a public beach. Also, we reached out to our source, Ted Smith. He is originally from India. That's not his real name. He uses a pseudonym to protect himself. But he says, yes, indeed, this is a fact of life on Wasaga Beach, as well as some other beaches in Ontario. And he attributes it to a cultural mindset, namely people who are well off in his community who come to the beach have the idea that they will defecate, they will leave their used diapers behind, they will leave their litter behind from a barbecue because somebody lower down on the caste totem pole, if you will, employed by the town, will come and clean up their messes. In fact, Ted says in India, there really is no such thing as civic duty. Now, please, folks, don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just quoting somebody who is originally from India and has a real good handle on what's going on. Now, we have reached out to the town of Wasaga Beach. I never heard back from anybody with the town, but just earlier today, the mayor issued the following statement. Quote, "The town of Wasaga Beach takes all resident and visitor feedback seriously. However, we reject the premise of complaints that lack evidence and promote misinformation. While the town cannot speak for the Ministry of Environment or Ontario Parks, who operates, patrols, and manages all the beach areas within Wasaga Beach Provincial Park, we can speak to the facts." End quote. And some of those facts the mayor goes on to point out, folks, is the fact that there are several public washrooms available for people to use at Wasaga Beach, which is undeniably true. But it is also true that this is not so-called misinformation. We have spoken to two people who say they have witnessed this firsthand. We have seen the social media of Natty, who has called out this situation. I mean, I think the mayor is just terrified about going to the third rail of race. As we've been told, it is mainly people from the Indian community that are doing this. And I'm not trying to malign anyone. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to be culturally insensitive. But we are living in a province, in a country, in the first world, and this cannot and should not be tolerated. So for the mayor to say that this is hearsay and isn't supported by the facts, it's not true. In fact, he reminds me of the movie Jaws when the mayor was dismissing the shark attacks because, that would have an adverse effect on tourism. Nah, that's not flying with me, Mr. Mayor.
I pulled a tooth the size of a shot glass out of the wrecked hull of a boat out there, and it was the tooth of a great white. It was Ben Gardner's boat. It was all chewed up. I helped throw it in. You should have seen him. Where is that tooth?
In any event, folks, my cameraman Lincoln Jay and I, we're going to walk around the beach. We're going to see if any of the beachgoers have anything to say about this very disturbing situation, and hopefully we'll even bump into a member of Bylaw on Patrol and see what they have to say about the excrement issue. Let's go.
I heard about that. Yeah, people are in the beach, and then they're burying it like, no, nothing happened.
Why would people do that? I mean, sir, we're right next to a washroom here. It's not as though people are being denied facilities.
I just feel like some people, they don't know life yet, so they just beach, bury it like an animal,
And they are defecating on the beach.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
What do you make of that, ma'am?
I think it's disgusting, honestly. I think it's really gross. People could step on it.
I know for a fact, and it's not just Beach One here. I used to have property on beach, Allenwood Beach, and we had that problem there. And of course, we could find it because kids would be playing in the sand, making a sandcastle or whatever, and there would be poop in the sand. And it's a thing. It's without sounding like a racist or anything like that. It has nothing to do with being racist. It's just in different countries, people have different traditions and different things.
Yeah, it's very bad because some
very sad about it. It's not a good thing. Yeah.
I think it's horrible. I think it's terrible.
They should not do that to the beach. It's like a great place.
It's not very cool because it's a beach, a public place, and I think we should respect that and the fact that there's other people around and things like that.
Pure disrespect of our beaches, of Canada, of just everything. There are public washrooms. There's no charge to use the washroom.
Why would people do this?
I don't know. It's gross, I think.
Yeah.
There's washroom, there's right there, and there's everywhere. So I don't know why they do that.
It's crazy. Why people do this?
People coming to Wasaga Beach, and if you can imagine, defecating on the beach and burning dirty diapers.
Really?
What do you make of that, sir?
I hadn't heard anything about that, but I'd prefer it not to happen.
Yeah. But the question is, why is it happening? I can see in walking distance, there's plenty of public washrooms. You can see that one just across the street. Why would somebody do that?
I couldn't tell you. It doesn't seem necessary.
We've heard about it before we came here, and we were doubting whether we should come here or not.
Oh, is that right, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So far, it's been okay.
Yes.
We haven't seen any problems.
Okay.
but we were doubting ourselves before we came here, and we thought we would take a chance and see how it is.
But isn't that sad? I mean, the idea of going to the beach is to relax, to enjoy this beautiful water, this beautiful sand, and the idea that, you know, there might be a horrible surprise package lurking beneath the sand, that kind of ruins the day almost, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
It's not just on Wasaga Beach. It's beaches from all over, from the Muskokas, all over Lake Huron, everywhere. They're defecating everywhere, and it's totally disgusting.
Why would people do this?
You got me. I can't think of a real good reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross and disgusting, if you ask me.
And folks, I think it's important to point out that it's not as though beachgoers are being denied an opportunity to use a bathroom. Right here on the main drag, there are washroom facilities. It's literally just meters away from the main beach. So in addition to this whole idea of defecating on the beach being disgusting, is this not an example of outrageous laziness that people don't want to simply walk over to where the washrooms are? It's not as though people are being denied the opportunity to go to the bathroom. So can you explain why people would be not only so disgusting, but so lazy?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Nowadays, everyone's lazy.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Okay, so you can tell me different. And Brian Smith's a great mayor. Our council's a great council. They're doing a great job here. But I think he's just trying to appeal and appease. Right? He's probably hasn't witnessed it himself personally.
This is the world's longest freshwater beach. It's a gem. And then to desecrate it with excrement and dirty diapers, this strikes me as being beyond gross.
I mean, I guess some people aren't raised right. That's the best way I can explain it. Okay. I mean, I haven't seen no yet, but if I see definitely gonna fight someone.
Why would somebody go to the bathroom on the beach when you can cross the street?
Yes, guys, is now, you know, like I will not recommend to anybody go in the sea, so he will do washroom. It's not a good thing.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
What do you think about that, ma'am? If you ever had to go to the bathroom, you're not going to do it on the beach, are you?
Personally, I wouldn't use the bathroom on the beach because that's just really disgusting, and I don't think I wouldn't want anyone seeing me use the washroom on the beach.
You seem like nice ladies to me. If you have to go to the bathroom, you're not going to do it on the beach, are you?
No.
Is there a cultural disconnect? Because what's being reported, and we've talked to ex-bylaw officers, it's mainly people from India that are doing this. So maybe this is a cultural norm back home. Maybe there's no public bathrooms back home, but that's not the case here. And
there's public bathrooms everywhere here, but also it's like if you come into Canada, you're kind of trying to embrace the Canadian culture. Why would you bring your culture with you? You know?
Well, 100%. And I mean, isn't it a public safety issue?
Yeah, it's definitely a public safety issue. But if we were to go to India and bring our culture over there, I think we'd kind of get frowned upon for doing that. So if they come here and do the same thing, you know, it's kind of a thing of mutual respect, right?
Is it time to ban fully enclosed tents on the beach?
In theory, yes, but in practice, it's hard because a lot of people use enclosed tents just to get cover from the sun.
Right. So what about something like that? You see this canopy, you can get out of the sun that way, right?
It just becomes, it's kind of gray, right? You might have some tents that are kind of enclosed, kind of not enclosed. It might just become too difficult.
We're here with, family, friends, our kids, our grandkids, and you.
Okay, so yeah, it's kind of a brown area more than the gray area, but you guys got to get the point of that. And again, this happens all the time. Yes, in India. Okay, my kid's cousin. Again, this is my buddy Kathy's kids, right? They took a trip over there, and that's how they did it, right in the street. And I mean, he came back here and was like, "Oh, can I just go poop in the street?" You know what I mean? Like, it's not that it's unacceptable there, but that doesn't mean you bring that crap here. It's that assimilate or fucking get the fuck out mentality. Unfortunately, all of our first world countries, again, pushed by their governments, they don't require them to assimilate. They require you to assimilate to them. And that whole fucking integration scam, that hasn't worked since day one. And I believe Hammerhand covered it this past week, or it might have been on the Lotus Eaters, where they stated that the person who was behind the whole, integration report, he held on to his report for like 2 years because of the simple fact was all the information was telling him this wouldn't work. So he didn't know what to do. He's trying to put out a good report saying, oh, integration's a good thing, yet everything he's finding shows and clearly points out that it does not work, right? So we have seen the disaster for the last 40 years that has happened to the UK. We've seen it happen to places like New Zealand and Australia and oh my, what was the other one? Germany, places like that. We have seen the disaster that it has become. Now they've used that essentially to just say, well, it's fucking open borders anyway. Everybody's all the same. Yet if it's your country that they're coming to and you're prominently white, you have to integrate to their cultures. Well, now there's 14, 15 different cultures. Which one do we integrate to exactly? Rather than them coming here or wherever you are, the US, Canada, it doesn't matter, and them taking on your culture because, you know, where they came from wasn't great. We've got the complete opposite. And I mean, it really started with the whole like Muslim group, especially, right? They started pushing that, I guess, about 15 years ago, really hard, where it was like, oh, you're not acceptant of their culture because you won't accept the fucking, the Sharia law or whatever the fuck, right? Again, that doesn't work here. That's not what this is all about. Look, you can immigrate to a country all you want, but you go there and you assimilate to their culture, not the other way around. Okay? You don't leave a third world country to go to a nice first world country and turn it into a third world country. But again, that's what we're letting happen. That's what we're seeing everywhere. So it's what has happened, especially in the UK this past week, maybe past couple weeks, has been absolutely fucking horrible. You probably haven't seen it because the mainstream media isn't going to cover it from there. But again, we don't get a lot of British media over here, especially in the US. But just this past week, a soldier was stabbed nearly to death. I believe he's still alive in critical condition, but fucking he is fighting to hang on to his life by a known criminal. And this was on their fucking barracks. This wasn't out in the street somewhere. He was literally walking up to his door in the barracks where his wife actually opened the door to this scene of her husband being fucking stabbed by a Muslim fucking illegal. You know what I mean? And again, when they finally, figured out who this illegal is, oh yeah, it turns out he's got a rap sheet that's a fucking mile long. So yeah, it's working out great. Unfortunately, it's only working out great for them. We have seen it in the US where people flock across the border and the first city they hit, they rape somebody, murder somebody, or fucking rob somebody of everything they've got. That it's all gone to hell, right? There's a reason why gun prices here are skyrocketing and everybody's getting sold out of the cheap ones. Because really, we all know it. We've seen it throughout history. It'll happen every goddamn time. You are going to be your not just first line of defense, but your only line of defense walking the fucking public streets here or even being in your home. That is just a fact. And the police don't give a fuck. The government don't give a fuck. They're doing this so that you have no choice but to suffer in another way. So again, this whole integration shit is a fucking nightmare and a disaster waiting to happen. All it is a tax burden on you. Let's face it. Okay, I would rather wait for Kathy to tell you this story, but I'll give you a brief summary. And again, these are people that I like, right? That I know and like. His mom and dad, I think they're great people. They truly are. They are looking to essentially immigrate to Australia. But the Australia version of immigration for them is longer and more costly. So they're looking to use Canadian immigration, right, to get their citizenship here because it's quick and cheap, and then to just go to Australia because once you're a Canadian citizen, we're part of the Commonwealth. Now you get in way faster, and it doesn't cost you anything. Like I can immigrate to Australia tomorrow, right? Because they're part of the Commonwealth. And they were actually looking to basically combine our passports for New Zealand, Australia, and the UK so that we would be able to cross each other's borders, no problem, sort of like how the passports work right now in the UK between their neighboring countries, right? Like you can just get on a train, show your driver's license, whatever the case may be. A passport isn't even required to cross the fucking borders by train or car, whatever it is. And they're looking to basically screw Canadian tax people for getting their immigration, right? They will use the exact same system that all the other refugees are using, and they will get Canadian citizenship in a heartbeat. Now, their son, again, has just finished a fucking 10-year process to get his fucking passport or his legal documents for immigration to Canada. So now and I mean just last year, he just got it finished last year. His mother and father are looking to come in and do it within 2 months. And be full citizens just like he is. He ain't too happy about it because, again, this was one of the good ones, right? This is someone who went through the process, went through all the fucking headaches to become a Canadian citizen and integrate into Canada to be a productive member of Canada, right? This is his home now. And he's fucking choked. He was fucking furious when they started like basically going through the process because they all talk together, right? If they're from India, they or other countries, they talk together and they give each other the shortcuts that they find, right? These people are fairly well off, right? His mom was a hardworking real estate agent that sold her company and is now retired. His dad is actually an actor. So I was actually hoping to have him on when they were out the last time. Unfortunately, his brother turned out to be a spoiled fucking brat. And he's the one living in Australia. So he immigrated there. But either way, they came out for the wedding and him and his fucking buddies, fucked off back to Calgary. Then of course he got there, his friends went back to work and he was like, I'm bored, mommy and daddy, come back and entertain me. So again, that's a totally different story. But yeah, I would like to get Kathy to come on and actually go through the nonsense. And this is an East Indian guy who was born and raised in India, but when he came here and decided to stay, he gave up that. He's no longer an East Indian living in Canada. He's a Canadian, right? As it should be. So I got one more video here that Mr. Hemi linked me to that I haven't watched. So we will have to go through this one together. Oh, I screwed up there. But it looks like it's a good one. Again, another toilet scene, I'm assuming. Only this one's in Mimby Beach, wherever that is. I see palm trees, so I'm assuming it's pretty warm climate. But again, these situations that are set up for illegals to come across, they are just leaving us fucking problems to deal with. We will have to gun these motherfuckers down in the street day and night. You will have to have somebody awake watching your fucking home or apartment door because they are literally coming in, kicking in doors, robbing people, fucking stabbing people, raping people in broad daylight all day long, and it's only going to escalate from there. The couple countries that are actually fucking like sitting on their borders now and gunning these fuckers down are the only ones that are going to outlive us. Russia has fucking caught like a couple hundred this past month, and they are fucking sending them back in chains. Good for Russia. Once again, Russia wins on that fucking front. But the rest of our countries where we're basically held down by this fucking, blanket of racism, tell them all to go fuck themselves. I don't give a fuck. You know what? Get t-shirts that say, yeah, I'm total fucking racist. And I'll fucking do whatever the fuck I want in my country. Because right now, I mean, in Sweden last month, a girl fucking pepper sprayed a guy that was trying to rape her, right? And now she's facing fucking criminal charges. She's 14 years old, facing criminal charges for fucking defending herself with fucking pepper spray against a rapist or potential rapist. How fucked is that? You know what I mean? It's almost as bad as if, and again, these are actually the laws in Canada. You are not allowed to defend yourself in Canada. If somebody fucking starts stabbing you, all you can do is call the police and take it. Nobody in their fucking right mind is going to do that. You show up on my fucking property in the middle of the fucking night, whatever, you come through the doors, you are dead. I am going to fucking kill you. And everyone else should do that too. And when you go into court, toss the fucking bodies into the fucking police station. Maybe just keep a souvenir for when you actually do go to court. Be like, here you go. Yeah, I fucking killed him. He fucking broke into my home. Whatever the case may be, they did. Here's the fucking souvenir I kept. And I'll do it again tomorrow if it fucking comes down to that. Because these fucking politicians do not give a fuck. You could be fucking hacked to pieces in the streets. They could give 2 fucks less. So, again, arm up, boys and girls. Arm the fuck up. So let's play this one from Mr. Hammy here, because now I'm all kinds of curious as to what the fuck's going on here. At least it's a lot shorter. It's only 2 minutes. Are these people just all lined up taking dookies? Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, Canada is pretty fucked. It is. And you're not far behind. I don't know where this is, but yeah, that certainly looks like a line of people just going to do their business right there on the fucking beach. Oh goddamn! The Imperium of no ad. Stood for oh, excuse me. Holy crap! That's fucking funny. That is fucking funny. Well, again, that's here. That's happening here right now. You probably can't even go to like smaller places without seeing that exact same fucking scene. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Where are the fucking sharks, buddy? We need some of those. Or some octopus or something. Maybe something, large clams, you know, that just hide under the sand. They'll poke up when they feel that heat and just pinch your balls off. No, again, this is normal for them, right? It's totally normal. Like my son's cousin, he came back after only being there for like I think a couple weeks. That's totally normal. They just let them do it. Squat wherever the fuck they want. And now they're bringing that here where even 10 years ago you probably wouldn't have seen that. You know what I mean? Like somebody would have pointed that out to them pretty fucking quick and said, "Hey, this is not acceptable here." But because now if you say anything to them, and don't worry, they have no problems fucking abusing the system. I mean, let's face it. Look at what immigrants, especially the illegal ones, or what we would consider illegal immigrants, do in places like the UK. They literally go there and sign up for welfare, right? Because it's not denied to anybody, and they never do a fucking thing. So people in the UK are funding illegal immigrants to come here, reproduce, get back on the welfare system, and fucking stay there. The same thing happens here in Canada. Like it's no longer a public service or facility or program, you know, for helping people in need. It's literally for migrants. I couldn't go sign up for welfare today. I'm far too fucking white. Far too white. Although I identify as black. So maybe I could now. I don't know. Maybe we should try it just to see what happens. But again, this is the financial burden always fucking comes to us. This is why every fucking day all our fucking politicians want to do is tax us for something new. And I don't see anyone fucking ending that here, especially. You know what I mean? But maybe in the US, if Trump isn't actually assassinated and they succeed, which apparently they've tried again, or they've caught someone that was going to try, he might be able to change it, but it's unlikely. It's very unlikely. You have to find these people first, unless you're just gonna fucking check everyone that you come across of that race, right? Which of course then they'll throw out there's racism again, right? And in that case, yeah, well, we have no choice. But unless you're checking everyone's papers, you're never gonna find them. Like the 10, 15, 20 million illegals that have crossed the US border, you're never going to find half of them. Never. Not until they're caught for their crimes or committing a crime. Again, they cross the US border. Where do you think their next stop is? Right up here. They could just fucking go right across the country then. Right? Who knows? They may even end up in Alaska crossing the border again. You'll never find them all. You'll never find them all. You will see people getting gunned down in the fucking street just because of their race, because we'll have no fucking choice. Okay, we can't separate them. We don't know who's who. We can either stop everybody or we're just fucking gun them down. And I'm all for it. Personally, I'm all for that part. But again, I'm an extremist black trans lesbian woman, so you know. I guess I have skewed views, but it isn't going to end well, man. The UK is in complete fall. France has completely fallen. Australia might as well be in fucking complete failure. Canada is in complete fucking failure. It does not matter where you go. This stuff touches it. You know what I mean? It's everywhere. It's a fucking plague on society. And yeah, I kind of wanted to from Victoria, where I used to live. Again, used to be a beautiful fucking place, right? Just beautiful. And unfortunately, because of everything else, you know, the woke agenda, the fucking Troon Patrol, it has gone to absolute shit. And actually, this one might be from Vancouver, although it does look like a street in Victoria. So I'll have to, you know, figure that one out. But again, with the Troon Patrol shit, here in Victoria or BC area, it has always been very accepted, and the results kind of speak for themselves, because now these fuckers are raping and murdering children and getting away with it. So this is a story that was done in Victoria or Vancouver, and again, you'll never see it in fucking mainstream media. Never. Because it goes against the fucking NDP narrative here. But I wanted to play it for you, because when I heard it, yeah, my blood pressure went up too, because this individual who was behind this fucking bullshit should have been fucking hacked to pieces in the street. So let's have a listen.
I appreciate speaking with you, Chris. My name is Dean.
Thank you, Dean. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk with you.
All right. I'm heading down English Bay.
Okay.
So I'll be around.
We'll do some shopping. So,
okay.
Thank you for your work. I know you're very well known. You're very well respected. I've seen you on YouTube. Thank you so much for what you do.
My pleasure. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's true. That's true. And these are dangerous times because they're confusing times. People are confused.
That's right. That's right.
They don't know, and they think. A lot of people, when they're in fear, they figure, well, I better go along with whatever the government says. That way I'm safe.
Yeah.
So they think.
Yeah. And if anyone speaks up about this issue, the left will say, oh, they're anti-LGBT, and that silences conversation. But we should be able to talk about anything in society. When children are coming to harm, lifelong harm, we really need to talk about that a lot. So that's all I'm doing is having conversations.
But I would really encourage you to stop by Spencer's office with your son.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And see what could be done. I mean, it may be a little late in the day today, but you know where his office is then.
Yeah, I've spoken to some NDP members. I actually went into the NDP campaign headquarters in Victoria last election cycle, and I spoke with Grace Lore, who's now the Minister of State for Childcare.
Sorry, what name?
Grace Lore.
Grace?
Yeah, Grace Lore, L-O-R-E.
Oh, Lord.
L-O-R-E. But
L-O-R-E.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But I laid out everything for about 10 minutes, and one by one, everyone in this room fell silent. And then I got to this part of my spiel where I mentioned how there's this man in British Columbia who raped a 3-month-old and murdered a 6-month-old, drowned him.
What?
And he now identifies as a woman.
What?
The province of British Columbia paid for him to get breast implants, and they transferred him into the Fraser Valley Penitentiary for women, where, of course, he's assaulted a woman. So I told them all this stuff and all about this child abuse. And do you know what their reaction was? They kicked me out because I was making them feel unsafe.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And as I was walking back to my car, I kid you not, after that story, I'm walking back to my car, I look through the window, they were all laughing. So that's the NDP. They don't care. I've even mentioned this story on Twitter, and I've tagged Grace Lore about this man, this murderer sent to a women's prison. And she responded. You know what she said? I stand with the trans community. So honestly, talking to these people is like beating your head against a brick wall.
Well,
it's not going to do anything. We need to vote them out.
They're not listening, and they're, you see, that last statement you repeat then is a safe statement for that person to make. Like so Grace Lore, she's an NDP.
Yeah, she's NDP. She used to be, and I didn't know this at the time when I was talking to her,
Yeah.
because I literally I was going back to my hotel at night. I'd been out on the street in Victoria all day, and I stumbled upon this NDP campaign headquarters. I could see all their political posters, and the Minister of Education was also campaigning out of that building, and I really wanted to talk to him. He wasn't there, his campaign manager was, but I ended up talking to Grace for 10 minutes, and she just stood there quietly while I said everything. And I found out afterwards, she had been the gender studies professor at the University of Victoria. So she's just an activist, is all she is. And there's honestly absolutely no point trying to reason with the NDP. They cannot be reasoned with. We have to vote them out. So the United Party has no chance of winning. We need them to collapse. We really need them just to fold. And we need people to vote Conservative, because that's the only way we're going to get back to sanity in this province.
But the statement like I stand with this trans community, see,
Yeah.
that's a very safe statement for a politician to make.
Right.
Very safe.
They think so.
Yeah,
But they're going to learn that it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're going to change the culture so that it becomes not. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Make it so it's not a safe statement to make. And but I would say, if anyone said didn't feel safe around me, I said, well, you and I are both adults.
I'm literally having a calm conversation like I always do. She said it 3 times that they needed to make this a safe space, which is always
safe for who?
Exactly. That's just code word for we only permit pro-transgender talk around here.
But I would say safe space. Safe for who?
Right.
I'd say some situations is that I don't feel safe. Right. I'm an adult. I can take care of myself.
The women in that prison don't feel safe.
A lot of great points there from Billboard Chris. So if you get a chance on Twitter, feel free to go check him out. He seems to be right on topic. And he's very calm about it, way calmer than I am. Because, yeah, I know where this fucking debauchery fucking leads us. Me and Indy were having a conversation last night about things that you can almost predict because they always happen in the same fucking order. You just have to be, paying attention to the history books, which again, yeah, they're written by the victors, but at the same time, you can see the narrative repeat, and I don't fucking like to talk about the fucking Troon Patrol because let's face it, they fucking get enough fucking time in the spotlight. But when you're talking about children being fucking harmed, you can almost fucking throw a stone and hit a pedophile in that fucking group. So again, not uncommon news. But the next one's really going to take the fucking cake for most of us because most of us have been in the manosphere for a reason. And as I've stated many times, it's usually about family courts. It's usually about, issues with baby mamas. And it never really ends well for us. And again, I woke up early this morning because, I was having a crash, right? So my blood sugar goes down. And as I've stated, that'll wake you up out of a fucking coma. But I have learned after today not to go on Twitter if I'm up, just kind of waiting for my blood sugar to come back up because it'll piss you off and you'll end up not getting back to sleep. So other than this story, here is the, oh, hang on. I might have to reload that. Just a sec here, guys. This story really fucking pissed me off. Where the hell did it go? Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how to work Twitter on my goddamn laptop. It's obviously not going well. But let's see. I have to go to my followers or following. I gotta remember how to do that first. Anyway, we've all gotten tagged, or a good majority of us have gotten tagged for the whole, domestic violence thing, especially when it comes to children, right? And let's face it, guys, there's no proof required, right? When it's put up against a guy, there's no proof required. The moms go in and say it, and the courts make it fucking stick. That's just a fact. I know I shared this fucking story, or this article, but I cannot seem to find it now. Let me see. I'll go to my primary account because I know I shared it on there too. Apparently I can view stories on my other account from this account. Oh, never mind. It may have been removed. Well, that's no good. Let's see. There's my post. Yes, okay, I might have found it. And fair warning, guys, it's kind of graphic. Might be a bit hard to watch. But this is the typical story now when it comes to moms and how, especially the modern moms, are treating their kids. And this woman is a former Ukraine citizen that fled to the United States, of course, shacked up with some dude, right? Became a Miami babe. And I believe she brought this kid with her. And the video that I believe this was either the father or stepfather recorded from inside the house. It's fucking pretty. It's pretty self-described. So again, fair warning. And I'll try to get this up for you real quick here. But yeah. This is a Ukrainian mom beating the shit out of her kid. Can you imagine if a dad did that? Even that first part, just pushed him down. If that was caught on camera, and again, this is the broad here. I can't seem to fucking make it bigger. Oh, here we go. So this is the broad, right? Not an ugly looking young woman. I believe she's only like 23. She kicked the living crap out of this kid. And you know this ain't a fucking first time or only incident, right? Not a fucking only incident. Not a chance. This woman got 3 years of probation and that's it. 3 years of probation, right? For beating the living crap out of her kid, caught on film, and this is what the courts fucking gave her. Now, I'll play it again without the sound, so you can see this is not a light discipline. This is not a spanking. This is not a slight frustration. This is her kicking the crap out of this kid from one end of the house to the other. And again, imagine what you missed, like what these cameras didn't get, because that didn't end right there. That just kept on going. You know it, right? Probably goes on every other fucking day, maybe even every day. 3 years probation. Now this was put through the criminal court. So if it was the dad that put it through the criminal court, most likely he's going through the whole separation thing too, and it'll end up in the family court. Here's the thing. If that was a dad, he'd be on public blast, he'd be in jail for 20 fucking years, and he'd never see his kid again, right? This woman got 3 years probation and was told, and I'll show it here as soon as I get up to the article. Oh, sorry, she's 29. The Ukrainian woman living in Sunny Island Beach, mom who was caught brutally beating her 3-year-old son, took a plea deal in Miami, Florida. This woman was advised, or the judge advised, that she needed to be reunited with her son as soon as possible. Okay. And I shared this story on both of my platforms, but it seems to be removed from the my Twitter platform here on the laptop. But again, the judge said, yeah, you know what? You're not a terrible mom. You've just been through some shit, right? They had initially tried to get her deported, as it states here. But the judge was like, yeah, 3 years probation is plenty. We'll get you reunited with your kid as soon as possible. And I would like to show you who the judge is. Let's have a quick gander. Quick gander here. This is the judge right here. So, if you think this judge maybe gave a really bad ruling because she was probably, let's face it, looking at them, they're not that different in age. She probably out-partied with this chick. Who knows? Maybe they're fucking close friends. You know, they get on the same cocaine wagon. Who the fuck knows? But if you would like to send this judge a referral letter or a bag of flaming shit, there's the address. Feel free, because she fucking earned it. Okay? This is like one of the worst fucking calls in history. This fucking judge needs to be fucking fired and put in jail her fucking self. Okay? Because you know that this isn't the first time that's fucking kind of come across her desk and she's done the same thing. We've seen it all over the fucking world, it seems, and especially in the US, because we do generally get those reports where they're raping kids, they're beating kids, they're murdering fucking kids, and they just get to walk out the door as the poor woman who's just had too much stress. You know, it was just too much for her. So, I mean, maybe I'll try that one too. Once I go through courts here for something, I'll be like, well, as a black woman, I was just under too much stress. I'm a victim. But we'll see when we get there. However, right now, this broad needs to have her job taken. Probably needs to have all of her cases re-looked over and have her fucking ass thrown in jail as well. Because that is absolutely fucking brutal. And again, you know it ain't the first time. Miami is one of those areas, right? Where it's the wokies. So, you know for a fact, everybody there is probably a fucking feminist of some level. And you know for a fact that they are just letting them walk out the fucking door. But yet a dad, just trying to be a dad, you would have to fucking spend 180 grand, have 3 fucking lawyers, spend 6 months in jail just to prove you're innocent against an accusation without fucking video evidence to back it up and without really any evidence at all. I know. I've been there. Okay? It ain't fucking easy to get out of. And again, it's not up to you to prove your fucking, or up to them to prove your guilt. It's up to you to prove your innocence. Right? But that is guilt right there. And still, she's going to get to fucking walk away. You think some Ukrainian broad gives a fuck if she gets 3 years fucking probation? She fucking laughed at it. She fucking laughed at it. Hey, maybe even the judge is a dyke. I don't know. Maybe she found her pretty. Maybe she did some work under the table while, you know, who knows? Who knows? But obviously, they're getting away with fucking everything. So, I mean, as a semi-attractive young woman in fucking the Western world, why would you fucking hold back? Plain and fucking simple, right? You could literally get away with it. All you got to do is shed a few tears, maybe wear something a little revealing. I don't know. Maybe suck the judge's dick even. I don't fucking know. I don't know what they do to get away with it. But us guys, we never get away with it. Even when we're innocent, we don't get away with it. But yeah, that's how my fucking morning started off. So again, I don't recommend you go on Twitter if you're looking to get back to sleep that day. But I know for sure I will not be fucking getting on there first thing in the morning, because then you end up doing live streams like this at 5 in the afternoon. The link, guys, is posted if you want to come in. That was the last of my stories that I had to share and wanted to share today. But X is really our only platform now where we are getting the other side of things. And yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid it, you know. Most people want the truth, and you aren't going to get it from your mainstream media. You're just not, right? What's up, SCE? It's a fucking sad situation, man. And again, I don't fucking take that shit lightly. You know, we see kids getting fucking absolutely tortured day in and day out in mental, physical, emotional fucking ways every fucking day, right? They are twisted and manipulated against you. This is why, like, the red pill fucking had to come to being. You know what I mean? We had to have it in the fucking Western world. It's a necessity, but it is also the kryptonite to all these other people that want to keep you in that fucking system, keep you a wage slave, keep you fucking in family courts, right? Keep you under the thumb of either them or one of their fucking henchmen. That's why, yeah, when Hammerhand found that report from here in Canada that fucking rated us as fucking domestic terrorists, I was like, it's about time somebody else fucking seen it. Yeah, we've been on the fucking domestic terrorist list here, or they're fighting tooth and nail to get us on there. So basically, your punishment for walking away is that they will put you in jail. You know what I mean? Again, it's that fear and control. What's up, Reverend 20 Piece, brother? How have you been? Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Again, I know I'm not kind of regular on this, but I'm going to try to be. Like I said, I've been on time now 2 times in a row. I'm going for a hat trick. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, WoW's been kind of buggy all week, so since the patch, so I haven't really been playing that much. Still haven't gotten anything fixed in any of the patch updates that they've done. But it is what it is. I got other things to do anyway. But again, guys, what's up, Outlaw? Mr. Chaos. I don't know if I said hi or not. But the link is down there, guys, if you want to pop in and, you know, shoot the shit. Right now, I'm kind of out of stories to run here. And I'm kind of glad I'm out of stories, because it's not that there isn't a shortage of them. It's just they're fucking depressing. Really fucking depressing. It'd be nice to have a good fucking Friday, you know? Oh, I guess the upside is more corn is developing on my corn stalks. I noticed that today. So that's a bonus, right? We're going to have some of that. Mr. Outlaw, what's going on, sir?
What's going on, brother?
This is it, man. Smoking cigarettes, shooting the shit.
Hell yeah.
How is your day going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. All things considered.
Good, good. Yeah.
Got my video finally put together. I've been working on all day, so.
Nice. Nice. And when will that be dropping?
Oh, I've already dropped it.
Well, probably dropped it while I was getting ready here. But yeah, buddy. Any thoughts on that fucking nonsense?
I think you pretty much summed it up, man. I mean, yeah, we're a threat to their overall plans. You know, exposing the game. You know.
Yeah.
What else do you say?
Yep. No, it absolutely is. Like I said, I almost think that whoever's behind it all, or, you know, the organizations that are behind controlling the masses, because that's all our government is now, is a fucking mass controller, right? I think they would have predicted something like this because of the simple fact that, you know, you can only fuck somebody so long before you form a rebellion, right?
Right.
And that's what the red pill community became, right? It became the rebellion against the usury in the Western world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men going their own way doesn't work for them, because men are the literal deciding factor of how your civilization operates. if men choose to do nothing, nothing will fucking happen, right?
Right.
That's a very, very clear and obvious fucking truth. Like, again, people that believe that the fucking the grid runs itself, or that they can do without men walking away for fucking because they don't need men in the Western world, right? They learn a hard lesson when shit fucking goes south. And I mean, that was proven. That was proven in the UK a while back.
Oh, make no mistake, we're in the pressure cooker, brother. I mean, it's just they've made the temperature, very comfortable for men to not know that we're being cooked.
Yeah. What's up, Mr. Dougie?
Hey, Emperor. Hey, what's up, Outlaw? Good to see you guys.
How are you, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. Got a weekend off. I'm dragging ass over here. I'm pretty tired, but I liked the conversation, so I thought I'd just jump in here.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sounds good, buddy. We haven't talked in a hot minute either, other than occasionally on Facebook.
Oh yeah, guys. I think that I don't know. I think that where I'm from, you talk about the rebellious spirit. We used to have that here. It seems to me, at least where I live, most people are just too happy to comply, and they're very happy to turn you in. They're more than happy to do it.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, again, we all know the COVID thing was a fucking scam, right?
Yes.
But it wasn't completely useless to them or just beneficial financially, right? It gave them a bird's eye view of how far they could take it and how many people were on board, right? You don't need a whole population to do what they're told. You just need a percentage that are willing to do what they're told and then willing to turn in the rest.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And of course, I don't know for sure, but I heard somewhere that I think it may even be in the States that if you don't take this new bird flu vaccine, they'll throw you in jail.
Yeah,
I'd like to see them try.
Isn't that a fun new step? Right? Again, how far can we take it, and how far can we go? That's really all it was about.
Yeah.
But we've allowed them to get this far.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump's supposed to be dead right now. They tried to shoot him.
Yeah, and apparently they're still trying to fucking whack him.
Yeah, it's like, if we won't do anything here. I mean, I just think we're not gonna revolt at all. I don't, from where I'm sitting, and I'm just preparing myself for a Kamala AOC victory in 24. That's what I'm preparing myself for.
You know what? I don't doubt it for a fucking second. Not for a second. Again, are you going to stop them if they rig this election? You didn't stop them from fucking basically appointing their fucking commander-in-chief out of the fucking blue. She wasn't elected to be commander-in-chief. I don't know if you guys have terms where, if the president is incapable of doing his fucking duties, that the vice president can take over. I know there's emergency clauses for stuff like that, but this is just handing over the crown.
Yeah.
Your country is being run by a literal fucking whore. Like a literal one. She fucked her way from the streets to the fucking greatest seat in the fucking country.
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
Well,
how amazing.
But I mean, just like with Joe, he wasn't in charge. All these banking cartels and the Fortune 500 companies ran stuff, just like with Camel Toe Harris. She's nothing but a front man or one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just a
What is she?
mouthpiece.
Apparently, this I noticed in the last few months that you've seen less and less of her, right? Maybe even this whole year.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone that worked in one of her lower jobs that she literally sucked a 62-year-old guy's dick to get. She only had to show up for 2 meetings a year, and got this highly fucking paid, appointed fucking job from the guy whose dick she was sucking, right? And she couldn't even be bothered to do that. So when she's vice president of the country and doesn't show up, this is not a surprising trend.
No.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I kind of gauge it by where I work, and I had a little female worker today, let her know that her position of vagina privilege, and I had to say, look, me and these men here, we come in here day in and day out and get our asses kicked. You couldn't carry our jock strap, and yet you're getting promoted up the ladder around us because of some weak simp ass bosses that you work for. That's the only way you got into your positions. And I see that just at my factory job. So how much more in these positions in government are these 304s like Kamala Harris and AOCs and the whole bunch of them? They get promoted like we got too many simps and too many people just willing to just offer them the world, and they're still bitching about it once they gain the world. But I'm afraid they're gonna take it over and drive it all the way to hell.
Well, the best part about them fucking running the short bus is it has no choice but to go off the cliff.
Yeah, it's going off the
None
cliff
whatsoever. It's already going off the cliff, and there's no fucking stopping it. You give them the reins now, they won't even know what to fucking do with while it's going off the cliff. They will not know what to do. They'll run away and hide, right? I mean, let's face it. When shit gets tough, they leave.
That's right.
Right? They leave.
That's right.
They're like, I don't know what to do, so fuck it, I'm leaving. It's somebody else's problem. It's not like us. Where hard times, we fucking overcome them, or we do what we can to push through. But usually the last thing we do is just say fuck it and walk away. That's their first answer.
We don't have that option. We don't have that option as men.
Well, it's like with anything else in our culture. They like the privileges. They like the fun, the freedom, of all of this stuff, and not the sacrifice. They like the fun stuff about it. It's
of course
with anything, right? I mean, even in the job world. I mean, they know that other people do the heavy lifting. They just want the CEO positions and the big air conditioned boss office.
Yep. It was installed by men. Men installed that air conditioning unit.
It's the patriarchy. It's the patriarchy.
And again, even the ones that are running Fortune 500 companies and shit now, they didn't build it. They were given the position after somebody else built it and fucking established it. And now it's on basically autopilot. Yet, still, somehow they managed to fuck it up.
Yeah. That's what diversity inclusion does.
Yeah. If the diversity hire can find a way to fuck it up, or if there is a way to fuck it up, they will find it. Okay?
Yeah.
They will fucking find it.
I'm not saying that all women can't be successful. One of my favorite college basketball coaches is a woman. But there's a difference between this whole diversity inclusion and, just tossing all the guys aside, the most qualified. people and just going after the minority of people based on race and gender. There's a difference.
Mhm.
You know,
Of course.
women can do things, and I've seen them do it. And if they can do the job, then that's fine. Have the job, but
Yeah. Hey, man, nobody's saying they can't, okay? But they have to go through the same process as us.
yeah, if you want to be a Navy
cannot just
SEAL,
take. Yeah, you
yeah,
can't just take a person off the street and say, "Hey, good news, you're an engineer now, or you're fucking, this, you're a leader of a Fortune 500 company," but you don't have to go through the learning process that everybody else has to go through. You just
right.
go from where you are to where we want you overnight. What do you think's going to happen? And again, you can do this with men too, right? But
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
even if you had to do this with men, like they would at least like try to figure it out.
yeah.
When shit goes south, though, they just don't fuck off, right? But they would.
No.
The women would fuck off, right?
Yeah. Well, they'd be coddled. At least where I work, they're coddled. So, like, they can fuck off and then go to the boss and say something like, "Well, I just am not able to do this job," and the boss will cater to them. I
Of
go
course.
to the same. I go to the same boss and say, "Hey, I'm 70 years old. I probably shouldn't be in this pack pit, with 100-pound engines. Oh, suck it up."
Yeah,
Well,
suck it up,
think
buddy.
about all the qualified people that they skipped ahead of the line over. I mean,
Right?
it's
There's
how do
another
you
one.
how do you know they were the best qualified?
Again, there are people that are fighting tooth and nail for these limited positions, right? And
Mhm.
because they're either a man or they're fucking white, they're whatever the case may be, pick diversity, higher fucking choice, right?
Right.
Really a dealer's choice in that. They get left behind. And in the end, obviously, if you worked for so many fucking years to establish yourself in a career that you wanted for your future, only to be overlooked for somebody because of what's between their legs or what skin color they are, you're gonna build up a fucking bitter resentment, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So they're going to carry that with them for the rest of their fucking lives, and any interaction they have is going to be affected by that. Now you might fucking make somebody, biased towards certain genders or towards certain races, whatever the case may be. Again, we're seeing it here because of the simple fact of if you're a fucking white Canadian, you're fucked. But if
Yeah.
you're anybody else, no problem. Life's on autopilot. Don't worry, that fucking white Canadian over there paid for it. Right?
It is. It's so wild to see. Wow.
I mean, you only have to look at all the money our countries have sent to fucking Ukraine, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Yet, okay, we saw it a couple of years ago from Trudeau, and literally one of the dumbest fucking things he's ever said. I just sent, 250 fucking billion or whatever it was to Ukraine, but I don't have a dime to give our veterans when they needed a fucking a cost of living increase. Not a dime. There's just no money to give you.
Yeah.
Why did you give it to Ukraine? Oh, right, because you get to embezzle it there. There's the difference, right?
Yep.
There's the fucking big difference right there.
I don't know if our generation, guys, we're kind of close in the same age range here. If we just inherited a lot of this too, like the generation of boomers that came before us probably saw a lot of this coming and could have put a stop to it and just didn't.
I think that the generation before us was actually sold the lie because, I mean, let's face it, when most of us were younger, we believed the lie too.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, I used to be pretty liberal, until I fucking learn better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So again, once I found out that, you know, this is all just a fucking bread and circus, and if you look behind the fucking veil, here's the truth of it, then my liberalism went fucking the way of the dodo bird, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And again, you know, on this comment here, they are promoting softness. They are promoting that Western men, especially Caucasian men, to become weaker, to the point where they've stated that exercising is incredibly dangerous, especially for white men.
Yeah. Yeah, it's racist to exercise.
What the fuck is the difference between a white man and a fucking black man or an East Indian, whatever? What's the difference?
Skin pigmentation. That's it.
Right. But the body's no different.
Mm-mm.
Right? Not really. I mean,
no, it's our minds.
A lot of this requires your brain to be turned off to a certain degree to where, you know, you don't really connect the gaps, the bridges. You don't really think hard about it. You know, are we really arguing over skin color when they say that? I mean,
apparently, that's
what
all
they
you like to say.
Yeah. That's all you need for a lot of people to be convinced. Not all people, but it is. I don't know. As far as in the United States, we voted for a president in Barack Obama just because he was a black man. That's all. That's the only reason. I would say with that in our resume as a country, we are as dumb enough to vote for a first woman president, which is what I think will happen in this election. We're just as a nation, we're just that stupid.
Yes.
What's up, Reverend 20 Piece?
Yo, what's up, Chris? Outlaw Doug.
How you
Good to
been?
see
Hey,
y'all.
what's up, Rev?
Man, I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling.
Trying to get the world figured out one more time.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw Chris's live. Just want to stop in and say hi.
Well,
Man, nice to see you.
I know I don't get on here often, but I want to thank everybody that does still tune in and even watches the video later on, because it's nice to know you guys are still around, even though I've been kind of vacant. But let's be honest, there's only so much of this depressing shit you can handle.
Oh yeah.
Couple times I was debating whether or not, fuck it, we should just go postal. Let's just go postal. Fuck it. You know what? No more talk. No more talk. You want to talk? You talk to the butt of my rifle.
I get it.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Smurf?
Oh.
But I mean, let's face it. Like you're absolutely right. Like the weakening of Western society, of first world societies, or fucking even just white culture, right? Or the people that eat. It doesn't even matter if you're white; they'll turn on you if you're black too, or any other fucking race. If you support the same fucking shit, right?
Yeah, it's over.
You support. And we've seen it. We have fucking seen them throw them right under the bus. BLM threw fucking people under the bus, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Nobody even stopped to ask the question of, oh, where's BLM now that Trump's not president? They disappeared immediately. No one even stops to ask the question.
They're busy with the pro-Palestine group. They're in line with them now. So,
okay.
Well, that whole narrative. Oh, sorry, Chris.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that whole narrative fell apart after the founder was exposed for buying houses and not sharing the money and all that.
Yeah.
Paying off their fucking family members with exorbitant amounts of cash. Nobody investigating that. Well, isn't that like a
George Soros funding it?
Well, isn't that some form of charity fraud? Like it's
trying to remember
kind of illegal, isn't it, to take up a charity and then fucking like not fulfill any of the goals that you wanted to set with said money?
Yeah, they were masquerading as a charity, and the people that were funding it got to asking questions finally, and was like, "Hey, wait a minute! You know, where's the money going? Because it's not helping our communities." And she was caught with like 4 or 5 mansions and millions of dollars in question that she couldn't account for, and they're like, "Really? This is what you spend our money on?"
Well, wasn't one of her fucking spendings like paying her brother $200 or $770,000 to fucking do DJing or some shit?
Yeah, something like that.
Like what the absolute fuck? You know, like what? I mean, goddamn. Look, guys, if any of these, hey, Soros, if you want to send me some money, I'll put it to good use to get these fucking mouth breeders in order.
Ain't that motherfucker on like his 15th heart transplant or something?
I don't know. Do you kill the soulless?
He's had like 8 open heart surgeries or something.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows anymore? You know? Oh man, the videos coming out of fucking Jasper are still not looking good. So
Jasper, is that in Canada? Was that beach in Canada? Okay.
No. The beach was in Ontario. The forest fire that burned down the town and the resort, that's Jasper. That's where Alberta and BC share a border towards the north there.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, the whole place is basically burnt down. It's not good. Not good, my man. It's again the government, especially federal government, right? When it comes to Alberta pays for like 70% of the rest of the federal government's spending. Okay? Because they're the money province. Is Alberta and BC, the money province. They pay for the rest of fucking Canada to basically have all their fucking, welfare programs or keep the fucking government funded and shit like that, right? They're fucking pissed, and rightfully so. But unfortunately, I gotta be honest with you, the leader that's even in Alberta, she's a fucking chameleon. Okay? She is talking tough, yet rubbing elbows with the same fucking people she's apparently talking against. You know what I mean? Like, within Alberta, you got Calgary and Edmonton, right? The two bigger cities. The Calgary fucking mayor and the previous fucking mayor are fucking total fucking liberal Nazis, right? But she has no problems talking shit about them, and then the next day going down and rubbing shoulders about them and, fucking cutting ribbons on new fucking woke fucking agendas and shit like that. Again, they're not each other's opposition. They're all playing the same fucking game, and it's just you have to have a good guy and a bad guy, right? Like you have to create a villain in order to get people to support you on taking down either a said villain or an organization, right?
And what better way than to make each other look like the bad guy?
Exactly. I mean, again, by the way, did Joe Biden get taller and less physically fucking disabled? Because this don't look like Joe Biden. I think. Are you guys sure that Biden isn't dead? Like, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
He's probably dead. I mean, they'll cover it up if he is. You know that.
Well, I mean, I've seen fucking 3 lookalikes now. and none of them look alike. You know what I mean? Like there's 3 fucking body doubles, all wearing fucking masks, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, think about how crafty these people are. I mean, they've basically gotten the American people to buy into, each other is the enemy. The left's the right's enemy, and the right is the left's enemy.
Yeah, well,
That's a coincidence, isn't it?
Going back to what you and Doug were talking about there when 20 Piece joined us, who really is the dumber group? Like, is it the politicians saying and doing dumb shit, or is it the rest of the fucking population that goes along with it?
I think it's the population.
I think it's a miracle too, because he can walk like a fucking 20-year-old man now.
Yeah, I think it's the population. Like, of course, the politicians are corrupt, but who are the ones who are putting these people in their positions in the first place and leaving them there for 100 years? Like, Mitch McConnell's been in Congress for 100 years. Biden has been in Congress for 100 years, and of course, that's not true. They're not that old, but you know what I'm saying. It's the people who keep putting them in the positions.
And again, like, these are not paid actors. These are fucking people that are actually buying the bullshit. Despite the truth being right in front of them, despite what you can see with your eyes and fucking touch with your hands, they're like, nope, because they're for said party or whatever group, right? They're backing. We are going to fucking support them to the end. So really, that's the motherfucker you need to take out. That's the one you need to fucking throw in a wood chipper, right? Like, again, when, like, with what's happening here, they know that the entire government knows that the population is not on their side, right?
Yes.
So they are now using fear tactics and gun confiscation and fucking reporting your neighbor to fucking Gestapos as a fear tactic to convince you to not take up any resistance against them. Right?
Yes.
We've already stated that, there is a class system. So I can't go run for prime minister because I didn't go to the right school. I don't have the right family, whatever the case may be. We believe that, even though there is nothing in the laws that we had as the founding country stating that fact, right? None.
Yeah.
So, as your emperor, even though I don't need your vote, I just need you to help me take over shit. I'm going to fix all that. Okay, it's all going away. I'm not going to spend your tax dollars deporting people. I'm going to start pointing rifles and saying march. I don't care if you get to the fucking sea and you don't know how to build a boat. Too fucking bad. Learn or fucking drown. I don't care.
Yeah.
But you ain't coming back this way, and we ain't spending a fucking dime other than in fucking shell casings to fucking get you back home. Not a fucking dime. Get on a raft and fucking start paddling, motherfucker. Because, no, I tell you what. We will offer them up to their own country as hostages. So for an exchange of finances, we will give them back their people and like fly them over.
Well, we this is why I talk about, understanding the Constitution. Well, for our country, not yours, but our country, understanding the Constitution requires responsibility to take action.
That's right.
What people are missing. You actually have to maintain freedom. You don't actually, vote people in and out. That's not maintaining freedom.
No,
maintaining
that's
freedom
right.
is dealing with threats, foreign and domestic, at all times.
That's
You have
right.
a domestic threat right now, your own government.
And like I said to Doug a few streams back, it is your fucking civic duty to defend your fucking country from even your own fucking people.
That's true. That makes
If
sense.
your people have sold you out, they are now the foreign fucking enemy. They
Yeah.
are the fucking barbarian at the gate, and
Yes,
it
sir.
is your civic duty to put them in the fucking dirt and make the rest of them rethink about what they're fucking gonna pull off.
I know
Your civic
that.
duty.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of blood on my hands and not enough ammunition.
Well,
Ain't never enough bullets.
Again,
I don't
know
have
what?
enough bullets for that.
Yeah.
Well, again,
Andrew Dice Clay said it
I would-
best. So many assholes and so few bullets.
I would have. I already know people I would have to snuff out just in my own town. I mean, like, and this is a conservative part of the country, so I already know people I would already have to take out, like, for being communists. And it is my duty to take them out under the Constitution of the United States of America. They should be executed on sight, and I'm the one who should do it.
Well, Doug, we
Hey.
say all the time, people need to learn the difference between self-defense and murder. I mean, these people have come at you first. They've already
need a-
proven they want you dead.
I need a lot more ammo, though, guys, and I need a bigger army.
Let me tell you
Well,
something.
use your knife where you can, buddy. Save
Let me
bullets
tell
by
you
using
something.
your
When
knife.
you have a government, that doesn't provide a way to solve, the white problem in our country, right? Because you never hear a solution to being white. Well, how can we solve this? Oh, you pay reparations. That don't solve anything, because that doesn't have the other people that want reparations say, oh, we suddenly forgive you for 400 people, 400 years.
I don't use that word, radical refter. Oh, sorry, outlaw.
But you never hear the government give you any solutions. Like, how can we end this unless it involves money of some sort, or staying on the hook for something, right?
Well, you're gonna spend money protecting your borders. That's just obvious fucking facts. That's like saying, well, we're gonna spend money repairing our roads. Well, yeah, that's a fact. That ain't going away. But what they're doing is stealing your tax dollars, right? Reducing the fucking actual buying power of your dollar that they issue and can print any fucking time they want in masses of any amount they want. But they still put you on the hook for the actual labor costs, right? Because like you've stated, all money is your physical labor put into a fucking bill form that you can trade with people anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
They are just making it so much harder for you to basically sustain yourself and your own home, right? Which they have also invaded in every fucking aspect, right? From again, goes back to that whole no-fault divorce bullshit, right? That's just a fucking another trap to try to keep you coming back to the fucking hook. That's just a different type of bait, because it ain't going to make a goddamn lick of difference when it comes to the fucking family courts. Remember, they leave it to the judge's discretion. So if I go in and say, well, my reason for divorce is A, and it could be like she left the fucking mayo lid off, for 2 minutes instead of fucking 1. And they'll be like, good enough for me. Good enough. Divorce filed. Now we can go through the process of fucking, destroying your life and your children's lives and taking all your assets so we can get paid. It's a fucking trap, right? The fucking trap. Just different bait. You aren't getting people back on this fucking plantation. You are not slowing down the red pill philosophy, not for a fucking second. And in fact, I would say that the more they fight against it now, the more they will push it into different aspects of life, right?
Yeah.
They like right now, the initial start of the red pill, right, was regarding government and your family, or your marriage and the government getting involved, right? So basically we We've determined that as long as the government's involved in our marriage and in our children's lives, we're not fucking taking part in it, right? There are other people out there now espousing the red pill fucking term with literally everything else to, I don't want to fucking live in this city because the income tax is so fucking high that, you know, I'm taking the red pill and I'm getting away from the government fucking usury or even city council fucking usury, right?
Mhm.
Again, all it's doing is spreading like wildfire. They don't know any other way to control it other than looking at us, right? Guys that mostly just want to be fucking left alone and saying, well, we're going to put them on a domestic terrorist list. So now they're criminals, right? Just like Trump is a now criminal, right?
Right.
Look how fast that fucking flipped on him. I guess I'm voting for a criminal.
Yeah.
Or whatever
Well,
the case may be.
Yeah, he's of course I like, you know, I go for him and everything, and because of the I don't, just because number one, you know, he's not a politician, but it's like also he's, you know, I liked having cheaper goods. I mean, like, but you know, in the Obama years, gasoline was really high, groceries were really high. It was also that way when Bush got us into Iraq. Things started to skyrocket here. And then when Trump became president, the first thing I noticed was all the prices started to drop and there was more jobs for people. So that's why I supported him. And I just, it's so mind-boggling to discover that people, I guess, really just haven't been hit hard enough to wake up to the reality that, you know, we've all been getting screwed over for a long time here, and by the politicians that we continue to elect. And then you got a guy like Trump who comes in there. Now he's getting shot at. So, or no, he got shot.
And again, he's a threat to their narrative, right? And the narrative is that you, Doug, need us, right?
That's right. You're right.
You need us. Without us, your fucking world is upside down. However, truth, right? As Seraphim said, the truth is your world is upside down because of them.
It is. But more people I'm seeing, at least noticing through life now in the last 20 years, are going to be compliant sheep. They're going to do what daddy government tells them to do. And even with a Trump victory in this election, I still think it's just like it's a Band-Aid over an open wound. And the best we can hope for is that it slows the bleeding for a while, but ultimately we're coming right back to where we are. And I think America will become a communist country. I really do.
I think we already are. You're just as much of a communist country as we are.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference. The only difference is the name alone, right? It's like I said about we're just nothing but slaves, right?
Yeah.
In every aspect, we are fucking slaves in our own home and everything but name alone.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody coming to fucking give us, you know, and all these fucking, I was a former slave pusher, blah, 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 right? I would ask them, well, if being the ancestor, or if your ancestor was a slave and that's so fucking horrible, right? Wouldn't you agree that you would like to not see slavery happen again? Most of them would say, yeah, we'd like to see slavery never come back. Okay, help us and all of our slavery to them people that you're out here fucking waving flags for.
Yeah.
Because you're a slave to them.
That's right. That's right.
You're fucking nothing but a slave to them. And guess what? They're paid by the greater slave masters, which is their governments or fucking, business interests like Soros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You
Now-
want to actually end your fucking slavery? We should be fighting together then, not apart. You should
Now,
be here fucking fighting us.
I'm getting ready to blow your mind here, Chris, because what you just said, and I was in San Francisco a couple weeks ago with my aunt, who's on the left. She almost said verbatim to me what you just said right there.
Oh, is your aunt waking up?
Well, she calls it being woke. I call it being red-pilled.
Oh, wait, so now there's a difference between being woke and being awake.
Okay. So she says it's called being awake because and so I was like, we're saying the same things here, even though you represent a part of the country that wants communism to take over. But then she's like, no, that's not what we want out here. That was the propaganda that was sold to you that you believed, because everyone out here is working. And it's true, everyone out there is working, at least in that particular part of California. And what you said there is exactly what she said, almost verbatim, not exactly, but with the same convictions. And I was like, whoa, I'm so mind blown. Not everyone in California is a communist, but
no, just
the problem is she's voting for communists. So that's the problem.
Well, I'm sure you've all seen that TikTok short of the cute little blonde who was saying, I moved to Texas to turn it blue. Ask her why she moved to Texas, and you know what her response was? I moved to Texas because California was too expensive.
Yeah.
Because of the fucking Democratic fucking appointed fucking communists that are fucking running it.
Yeah, that's the part
So
they're
now-
not seeing.
Now she's moved to Texas to vote in more Democratic fucking communists to make it more expensive. How fucking smart is that? How smart is that?
Doug, you remember the conversation me, you, and Get Cox had?
Yes.
When you boil it down, both people on the left and the right really want the same thing, but you have, like I said a while ago, your politics are divided. Isn't it not a coincidence that, like we said a while ago, isn't it funny how they've trained the left and the right to see each other as enemies?
Yes.
You're the enemy of the left, they're the enemy of you. Don't you see that as a coincidence? And that's the problem. That's intentional. And so what you have to then think about is and really listen. Like, I know that a lot of people here don't like folks on the left. A lot of people here are right-wing minded, but you have to pay attention to what these left-wing people say, not the crazy ones. I'm talking about just everyday blue-collar working left people.
Yes,
They actually
yeah.
want the same thing right-wingers want.
Yeah,
But the
they do.
politics have divided people so hard, they bought into the bullshit. Like, just watching the TV.
That's it right there, Outlaw. You nailed it.
That's really what this is.
Well, my aunt, she pulled up this picture, said it had a picture of like a king and something, and they had the pitchfork people on the right, and they had the pitchfork people on the left, and the king and this person were talking. They were like, you don't have to convince the pitchfork people to do whatever. You just need to convince one to go burn down the other, basically. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's where she was like, yeah, that's the propaganda that I got sold to about people who are on the left. And it turns out that it's just not true. They're not communists, but some of them are voting for communists, and that's a problem. I don't like that. I don't want laws that are set up like that.
Now, again, like I said, distinguish them from the extremists progressives. The one that gets out there with Antifa and, you know, takes their shirts off and guards traffic and, you know, promotes feminism and violence and all that. That's not who we're talking about. We're talking about the people who are actually blue-collar working leftists who actually believe the same thing right-wingers do. But because we've been fed this division for so long, we've bought into it like it's a literal football game of our team versus their team, and it's not. United States of America is just that. It's supposed to be a nation of all people on the same page, but it's
That's
not.
right.
Lisa's aunt and uncle, right? They are fucking starch fucking like wholehearted Democrats, right?
Right.
They believe all the fucking lies that are told to them that Trump caused all the problems, all of them, right? Every one of them. If Obama did something, Trump got the fucking blame, right? Again. And it's like, well, if you look at it from where this whatever issue started, and I think it had to do with the fucking border was something we were talking about, right? Oh, Trump started that. Did he? Did he really? Or was it fucking Biden and fucking or Obama?
Yeah.
Like, because there wasn't really a big issue going on until fucking, you know, they got in office. Oh, no. He started that. So if they're not the people behind it, why are they not changing it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're
Why
just kind
is
of
it-
like some of the players that are being manipulated.
Right.
Why is it that Biden and Harris are not talking about fucking closing the border?
They've got the border wide open. Yeah.
Wide open.
Yep.
I was trying to find this video from earlier today. So I thought it was pretty fucking hilarious. But yeah, I can't seem to find it now. Oh, goddamn Twitter on the laptop is not working out for me, guys. But hey, you want to see some Antifa guys get their teeth knocked out?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because this is always fun. I honestly, I seen this thing and I was like, fuck yeah, buddy. And it's one dude versus like a fucking mob of them.
Ain't no problem. Why? This shouldn't be a problem. It's America. I should be able to talk wherever I want, right? Isn't that what we're fighting for? For the freedom and no government and all that bullshit, right?
No, we're building a wall.
Right?
We're building a wall. You don't understand.
But you don't weigh enough, little boy. You're underage, dude. You're underage. Hey, somebody get this child out of my face, please. Motherfucker. Hey, so anyways.
You got your
Hey, don't touch me. Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Let's go. Let's go.
This is your home country. By the way.
Man.
Let's go.
Like,
Oh, here we go.
30 or 40 fucking people came.
Are you guys going skiing?
One guy fucking trying to do fucking, you know, basically an interview there, right? And nobody fucking, you don't see any police or security or fucking anything kind of getting in the way, right?
Right.
But yet, if it was the other way around, and you know, one of the Antifa fucking goons, right, went into a fucking pro-America fucking rally or whatever the case may be, right, protest, and they ganged up on him like that, and it came to fisticuffs, the fucking SWAT teams would be in there fucking putting bitches down. You know what I mean? They would be fucking cleaning their clock permanently. Look at this, Mr. Chaos. Is this Chaos?
Yeah, it's Chaos. I changed my name for a bacon stream to a Rectus Prime to fuck with people.
Oh.
Well,
I see. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Chaos?
Yo, I've been watching this whole time, man. Fucking, we're in for some crazy times, and honestly, I think that's how we need to react to these Antifa punks. You know what really irks me is these faggots can sit there and burn the American flag.
Right.
But if I go and burn Alphabet Mafia flag or their anti-fascist flag or any of that shit, I go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a hate crime. That's a hate crime.
It's considered a fucking hate. But I grew up. You don't burn. It's disrespectful to burn the flag, and if you do burn the flag, it's a punishable offense. But they managed to flip it to where it was freedom of expression. Now we're expressing ourselves, so it's no longer, and it's covered under free speech somehow, even though it's a clear action. It's not speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that when they is that happening where you live, Chaos?
I personally have not seen it. We've had some BLM marches here, and
Mhm.
the cops were on very high alert for that because they know the implications.
Here's another one. And again, this is going all over Twitter. I'm sure most of you have probably fucking seen something done about this, but in the UK, they detained a group of Muslims, right? And the one guy officer kicked the fucking dude in the face. This is what that guy did prior. They don't like to mention this. He broke a chick's nose, another officer's nose, because she was doing her fucking job of searching the woman. And now apparently it's illegal in the Muslim world to search women for fucking like explosives and guns and shit. He broke this chick's nose, and then they threw him to the ground, and then they started fucking recording. Nobody on the fucking Twitter is even fucking trying to mention this. Nobody in that left wing is mentioning all the details, right, of what happened to escalate things to this point.
And they never will.
No, of course not. Of course not.
No.
You'll only see the outcome. You'll never see what led up to the whole ordeal.
Yeah, of course. Let's see if we can fucking find the original video here. Because again,
Why
all
am
the
I
videos-
seeing male asses? Oh, big anime titties too.
There it is.
You're a
There it is.
degenerate. Oh,
Right. So this was I don't know, this isn't a video, it's just a caption, but this is like just before he kicks the dude in the face, I think. Right. But that chick back there that they've got blurred out is the one whose nose we just saw pictures of. He broke her nose prior because she was going to search that woman, doing her goddamn job at the airport. But they didn't mention that. They cut that part out. They even blurred out. They blurred out the portions where she comes back in the frame, right? And you can see like the blood dripping off her fucking face and whatnot. They blurred that out.
Wait, was that Miss Alabama we just saw?
No, that's the fucking that is the
so piggy. Oh wait,
that is the group
is
behind
that
the
hanging out with a
Olympics.
bunch of Transformers?
Yes, that's the group
Is
behind
that
the
a-
Olympics now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's go Olympics.
Olympics have gone gay.
Definitely gonna watch that. Definitely gonna watch that. They are representing me.
That's a great representative of Alabama women. Tell you what.
Trying to find the initial
Ooh.
video here.
Who was
That's
that?
what you That was I think he was a PDF file. They got caught in the act, and they were.
Do you think this guy's an engineer or a doctor? Which one do you think which culture do you think he's enriching?
I say
By the
he's
way,
an illegal immigrant.
That dude whacking on.
Yeah,
It looks like it.
This is the UK, man. This is the UK.
The bastard from hell. I don't want to see that.
Oh man, you
Whoa,
might blur
it's
that
so
out, Mitchell. Because YouTube.
No,
is
I
very
ain't blurring
clear about
nothing
that
out.
shit.
All that shit from the UK that's going on needs to be fucking put out there. Because you think it's bad here, right? There it's fucking worse. Okay? Much worse. Like there was one video that I watched where a dude was a cabbie and he was literally raping a kid in the back seat of the car outside of someone's house.
Like I said, we're like 3 to 5 years behind Canada and the rest of these other countries.
Boo! There's one for
He's
you.
doing
Hemi.
it wrong. You're supposed to be pooping while standing, not pooping while squatting.
Beaches are not toilets. Beaches
Oh
are not
no,
toilets.
that ocean is a mighty big toilet bowl. People be
Stop
pissing in it all the
ocean
time.
defecation.
That's the new signs up near Hemi's area. They'll be up on all the beaches in Canada soon.
Is that right? Wow.
We got no toilet paper, so we go to the water and drop a deuce.
What is that
It's a wipe.
transformer? What is that transformer that turns into a cassette tape or a boombox?
We're from Pakistan.
Depends on which one you're looking for.
Sound screen.
You got Soundwave, and you've got
Soundwave.
Blaster.
Yeah.
I think it's Soundwave.
It depends on which one you're looking at because there was like 2 or 3.
The G1. I think it was Shockwave.
It was
No, it's Soundwave. I think it's Soundwave, isn't it?
Always been Soundwave.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, apparently,
I got them both.
If you're the right color, you can take a shit on any beach, and just claim the racist card. And again, as long as you're willing to leave right away, they won't come and fine you and give you the actual fine that they're talking about. Because apparently it's like $170 fine. But when was the last time they issued one? It's not like there wasn't lots of people to issue them to. Clearly, right? So, again, man, stay off of this thing in the morning. Oh my God, look at that fucking weirdo.
Mitchell, what the fuck
This
you
is
fapping
the
to,
Olympics.
bro?
This is the Olympics. This is all over fucking Twitter feed now, man. All over it. Look at that fucking nose, man.
God damn.
That's what
Go
that
clock the
fucker did.
shit out of her.
Yeah.
So
and they're all pissy because he got kicked in the fucking face for it. You're lucky we did. You know what? Personally, I think the rest of them should have got fucking their heads smashed in. This should be the first fucking death in the airport.
What the
from the
hell
airport
happened to
security.
you?
That's not a good
why
one to
would
watch.
you do that, you idiot?
Damn it, Bobby.
What?
Yeah. What
You're the only one noticing this, right?
Biden and Putin.
The FBI's like, hold your position, stay right where you are.
Yeah.
But, yeah, these were the two that.
Oh,
were,
hey, nobody's. You know what? Nobody's mentioning this either. This is like a 70-year-old guy in the UK being beaten senseless by a bunch of fucking East Indians and Muslims. Nobody mentioning that. Nobody.
God damn. Immigrants are great for the country, man. They'll assimilate just fine. They say.
And they tell
Hang
me
on a
not to
sec.
have a gun on my side? No, fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting shot.
They're bouncing
On
that
my-
dude's head off the concrete. Look at that.
I'm glad he's got a bicycle helmet on, but bicycle helmets only do so much. Fuck, I just lost one.
Look, you see that little bitch kick him and then run?
Yeah. Again, this
Poor pussies.
dude, they
They
have
only
stabbed
work in
people.
What do you expect? They work in groups, man.
Yeah,
They know
they've
they
stabbed
can do more.
people, they've raped people, they've fucking murdered people and completely got away
What
with
the
it.
fuck was that?
Hey, look at that. There's a
No.
good representation for your government and
No,
your
not
country.
the
So
one
this
before
is your
that.
country.
She wanted to
getting
take a
fucked by
break.
everybody else.
No.
She needed to take a
No,
break.
the one before that. No, the one before that.
Oh no.
This?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, there you go.
What the fuck is that?
There you go. That's my next thumbnail. When we talk about Harris.
That's true.
Look at that poor
Is
sad
that
cat.
Gorlock?
Can you send that to me, Chris?
Is that
I
Gorlock
can
in the
try.
You need to share that on Facebook so I can jack it.
I can try.
I gotta post that to my profile. That's my new profile pic.
Is that Gorlock the Destroyer?
That hurt my soul.
That's a good thumbnail.
Is that a furry in the background?
No, it's just a cat. Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
What have you
Why?
done?
Why? Why?
What have you done?
What the hell?
Nasty.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore, man.
Well, if you've never been on Twitter, consider yourself warned. This is the way it goes.
Bro, I get on Twitter like when I get on Facebook, only when I'm taking a shit.
What is going on with this dude's neck?
What is wrong with this dude's neck?
Is that a tumor?
There's no neck in it, bro.
Is that a tumor?
God,
What the fuck?
It's not a tumor.
I think so.
Stone Cold with a tumor on his neck.
This was my favorite character.
Is that the one with Lord Frieza?
How can I tell if I have all?
Is that the one with Lord Frieza?
I don't know. That's
You like Lord Frieza? I know you like beating them monkeys.
Cletus.
Doug, he was like, Lord Frieza, I know you like beating them monkeys. Like you got your way of doing it, and I got my way.
Oh.
It's a Dragon Ball Z meme.
Oh man.
He's like, Frieza, I know you like beating them monkeys. I do too.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
Please
Yeah,
send this to me.
Please get these and send them over to you.
I need that as a t-shirt. I need that as a t-shirt immediately.
Oh god.
Immediately.
She's got the
Yep.
flip flops too, and the crusty toes and everything.
It's a
She's a
monkey
bitch
shitting
from-
in the streets. God damn it.
Oh
I'm
my
going-
god.
She's a
Well,
bitch
she
from
is East
hell.
Indian. I don't know where she fucking decided to be claiming black, but she is
Oh
clearly
no,
East
this
Indian.
ain't gonna work.
There you go. There's
Shit
your
all
new
over the
flag.
place. There's shit everywhere.
Is she a
There's-
natural born citizen of the United States?
She's an
I-
Indian.
But she's an
I'm
Indian,
pretty
yeah.
sure
Yeah, she's
Obama
an
was
Indian. She's
not.
a hothead.
Oh, I have to take off here, guys. Was actually going for longer than I thought I would, but got to go meet my
She's
buddies
giving birth
over
to
at
a
their
brown
neighbors.
baby boy.
I need
It's
that as
all
a
over that back
t-shirt
post in there.
immediately.
She's just dropping the kids off at the pool, man.
Oh
The
my
street.
No, she's dropping the kids off at the beach.
Oh
Yeah. Tapping into her ancestral heritage.
Yeah,
Lake
yeah.
Ontario.
By the way,
Man, that's
by the way, yeah. Can I get you guys to go clean
awful.
that up because it's the cultural norm and the class norm for them. So you go clean that up.
That's above my pay grade.
They need to go to Ottawa with that shit.
Right, right. Call Doug
Yeah,
Ford
yeah.
and tell him to get out there and clean it up.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, all right, guys. Well,
This world is fucked. It's really fucked.
it is. It is.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for more fuckery. But I'm going to shut this down here, and I want to thank everybody for coming out. Everybody for coming on the panel and shooting the shit. And again, I appreciate you guys for sticking around. You know, I know I'm not that frequent or even in some cases reliable for streams that I do set up.
Well, you need a
But-
better computer. That Crapple doesn't quit blaming. It's the Crapple, bro. You got to get a better computer.
Look, the Crapple runs this fine. It just can't game, okay? Look, we've been down this road. Send me all your fucking money for reparations because I's a black woman, and I will buy a new PC. And there in the story. But until I get my reparations,
Let me send
Or
you.
my-
Let me send you some reparations real quick. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I need a minute.
maybe that's what that East Indian guy was doing, paying his reparations.
God damn, I'm spent. I need a cigarette now. Let's go cuddle, bitch.
All right, lads.
Just leave the reparations on your face, though. I like it like that.
Any final thoughts before we pop out of here?
No, not for me.
Oh man, this
all their thoughts.
this really kind of summed up not just my whole work week, and it was a living hell, but just the way that the country is going, and just the tomfoolery that's allowed to continue. This was a good laugh, and I needed it, so thanks. That's my final thought.
Anytime, guys. Anytime. Like I said, it's a necessity to be here preaching the gospel, essentially. And again, I'm not big on religion, never have been. But if that's what we need to fucking get people motivated, spread that fucking shit like wildfire too.
If you separate the religious crap from the gospel itself and just take it as it's written, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good in it.
Yeah.
You just separate the religious part from the actual scripture. The scriptures where that's like the foundation. Most of my belief system come from that book. And
yeah,
there's so much good in it. You just have to sit down, and part of it is finding a group of people to read it and study it with, which is what I started to do, but I've since fallen short of doing that because every time I read, I end up like this, and this, I haven't even read in a while, but I'm hoarse as fuck from I don't know what.
Probably all that pot you're smoking.
Well, I tried to do that, Chris. I tried to do that, but I've had people accuse me of being a fake pastor, so.
You ain't even gotta be a pastor to fucking spread the gospel. It's just spreading the gospel. If you don't want to hear the fucking gospel, go the fuck on. It's like I tell these whiny atheists, disprove God or prove God doesn't exist or shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I don't care if the word offends you. I don't care if the gospel offends you. Go the fuck on. You don't have to sit around and hear it. Don't sit here and fucking bitch at me and force your beliefs down my throat then. I'm not forcing my beliefs down anyone's throat. I'm
forcing my own beliefs down my own throat.
Yes. If you don't want to hear the word, go the fuck. Go the fuck on if you don't want to hear the word. Do it.
I'm not institutionalized. I force my own beliefs down my own throat.
I do my damnedest to practice what I preach every fucking day. I fall short of grace every fucking day, but I still do my damnedest to practice what I preach, and I do a damn good job at it. So I've been told. So,
they teach their
if
own.
If an idiot like me can do simple shit, idiots like y'all can do simple shit too.
Oh yeah. It's only my union with. It's only the fact that, as far as that goes, it's like my union with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit is the whole reason that I live, and to be a good friend and to you guys and go out about my day, but in my regular life, man. I couldn't imagine a life where I was like not just taken away by the Holy Spirit. I love the Holy Spirit. He's not religious. He's my friend. And then that's all I got for tonight.
You got to remember, Jesus Christ was trying to get everybody away from the church because he saw how it was corrupt.
Yep.
People don't talk of the
organization's corrupt.
The Sermon on the Mount was a prime example of that. He held his own sermon outdoors, outside of four walls.
Yes, you got to get to where it's pure.
He was outside of most nature.
I want my rib restoration or reparations too, bro.
I want my rib back too, goddammit.
I want my reparations back.
I want my missing rib back.
They call it reparations, Doug. I want my riberations.
She drank the feminist
I like
Kool-Aid
that.
and ran off with the sheep.
Our liberation.
20 piece, you got anything to add to that before these Mongols just keep fucking going on?
Nah, just hey man, thanks for having me on, Chris. It was a good time. Outlaw, good seeing you, Doug.
Yes, sir.
Chaos, man, it was a good time. Just
brother.
Bullshitting, man, and hanging out, man. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, 20 piece.
It's good. Always a pleasure seeing you.
Hell
well,
yeah.
You've been a stranger,
We'll
man.
definitely do it again real soon, brother.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
around, man. I just been busy doing some shit. And,
Hell yeah.
you know, working, and I'm kind of in a little bit of a situation that Pop was in about 10 years ago. So I'm just slightly, not completely, but slightly laying low. But I'll update everybody on that when I'm a little more free to speak, you know.
Oh my God, you're gonna be a father.
Nah, hell no, man. I had a vasectomy in 2013, so that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Oh, well, that's good. Oh, then this is military related. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. But I mean, it ain't a big deal. I just been tied up with some shit, man. So, but all good. I'm still around.
Arvo, maybe I'll add that to the list and be a quadroon, you know. But
quadroon.
I think being a black trans lesbian is as far as I kind of want to go right now. And if that doesn't get me any sponsorships, man, like I don't know what to tell you. Like John Deere hasn't gotten back to me. Fucking now apparently Harley Davidson's gone woke. I don't have a Harley Davidson, but I am a trans lesbian black woman. So I mean, you think that would get me something?
That's him on the screen, y'all. That's them on the screen. Taking a shit on the corner.
Hey, Chris, what about Danielle Smith? Did she get back to you?
Daniel Smith?
About in Alberta?
Oh, fuck no. Nobody's reaching out to me and dropping off like truckloads of money for me to be their fucking, their spokesmodel or spokeswoman, whatever. Like, I can't get anything here. What the fuck? Clearly, they're all racist. I should probably sue them. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. But if Dylan Mulvaney can do it, so can I. Okay. Soon I'll have my cornbread grown, and maybe that'll add to it. People always like the end results. They never worry about what's in the middle.
Yeah.
Jeez. Dylan Mulvaney, man. Wow. What a Manchurian candidate.
I know it. Yeah.
Well, maybe I could be a black albino. I mean, all it is my pigment has become recessive.
Albino.
Right? But my external vagina and ovaries are still there. So that's what matters.
I need this t-shirt right here that you got on the screen.
Yes. Somebody needs to make that into a t-shirt or flag. Fuck it.
Yes. Or a hat, shoes, pants, all the above. I need all of it. Because I will literally wear that out in public. Literally.
I believe you. So would I. All right, Outlaw, you got anything to fucking add, or are you done?
I dare these bastards to have a problem with me. I dare them.
I mean,
get it on.
Just for people to understand that both sides of the political spectrum are being played against one another, and that we don't need to be getting swept up in this left versus right paradigm. I mean, we've all got a common enemy. The government has more than exposed its hand numerous times. So, it's just a matter of getting everybody on the same page and How do you do
Well,
that's the question though.
My
again,
quarrel is with the people that are espousing this shit, knowing that it's wrong, and they're still continuing to do it. That's where my quarrel is.
again, that also comes down to the destruction of the family, the community, the country. All of it's all divided up now. Literally, like I've stated many times, you would be hard pressed to get two people who agree on most topics to put anything they don't disagree on aside long enough to fucking accomplish anything. You know? Because they will focus on the fucking what divides us, and you know, then they'll fucking go their separate ways. So I mean, they did their craft well, very well.
They polished the turd that is Marxism, refabricated it as racism and sexism, injected it into the country, destroyed the family, destroyed the culture, which was their original goal. They wanted to break down societal and cultural norms. You can hear them say this shit during the 60s, the 50s, but they don't ever talk about that kind of shit. Like, I seek the root, the core of the problem. I don't want I don't want the surface level bullshit. I want the core problem, and I want to get rid of the core problem.
Exactly. All right, lads. Well, thank you all for being here. And with that, we are going to end this, and we'll see you later, probably on Chaos' stream if we go gaming tonight.
If you want to see some shitty ghost detectiving, come on over.
Oh,
I'm
are
gonna
you
try
playing
not to
that?
die. It's Phasmophobia night.
Oh, right. I couldn't remember the name of it.
You should get it. Well,
Well,
I don't
it's-
think your crapple would handle it.
It's not like they're going to fix WoW anytime soon.
So they not fix the warband stuff
No.
yet?
No, and my one character still can't get anything out of the bank. No other
Have you
characters
tried
having that problem,
logging?
just the one.
Have you tried logging onto all of your other characters to see if?
Yes.
Okay. That saves me the trouble because I was starting to get kind of worried because my first original character was my warrior, and I have to change servers in order to get on him.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be on another server. It'd be on your warband on that server. Right.
Well, no, the warband consists of all your characters.
No, it's only the 4 you put in there.
You sure? Because
Yeah.
this implies differently in the description.
No, it's the 4 you put in your warband. That's the warband login now.
Okay.
It's the 4.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, we will chat with you all soon.
Yep.
All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.
Y'all good night.
Good night, fella.
We're